Bonjour everyone! Today I am going to cook some mini apple cakes. My mother used to bake these for us and I cook these for my boys. Do you have recipes that go through the generations? Let us know in the comments. Here I have my baking tray. It's for muffins or cupcakes and I'm going to butter each alveola. Getting my butter out so that they don't stick, and I just butter them well at the bottom and on the side like so. The butter is quite hard because it's been in the fridge, but that's fine, so that you don't actually put too much in, just so that they don't stick. With this recipe we may not use every alveola, but that's fine. You can double the recipe if you like. It's just to make 8 to 10. So that's done. Let's put that straight in the bin. Up. Next, a mixing bowl. I'm going to take a white one so that you can see inside. So I'm going to put it here. Next, flour. Oh, we're at the end of our flour. I need, as we know, baking is not like other recipes. Baking, you have to weigh things. It's important to follow the instructions. Otherwise, your recipe may not work. I'm going to take something like this. I'm going to put my scale on. It's an old scale that I've had absolutely for years. And then it's going to weigh the dish. Now we're at 0. So we're talking about grams. So I'm going to take my big spoon. I love that spoon. Do you have a spoon like that? I love that to serve or to measure. Really like that one. So 90 grams of flour only. If you keep your flour or anything in a jar like this, always finish what you have at the bottom before putting some more. Anyway, in between, always wash the jar anyway, because I don't like to put new things on top of old. Okay, 90, no. Oh, 82. So I'm going to get some new flour. Flour, where are you, my beautiful flour? Oh, I've got only this one. So I need... I don't want the flour to explode. Sometimes it may happen. Right, we don't need much. Oh, it's turned itself off. So I'm just going to add 8 grams. 9. That will do. Okay, so 90 grams. Now we need a pinch of salt. Now we need some baking powder. So my baking powder is here, ici, and we need that. This is what I use. This recipe is very simple. You hardly need any ingredients at all. This is my baking powder, levure chimique alsacienne. This is the one we've always had. I've always seen my mother use this. It's very old. Well, not this particular sachet, but the brand. Now, something I forgot to do, I always forget something, is to turn the oven on. So the oven needs to go at 225 C. So it is usually I use for cakes about 200, but this one is just a little bit more. So I'm not going to put it at 225, that's too hot, but just about 210, 220. I don't like it to be too hot, otherwise the cake will be too brown at the top. So I'm going to turn it on now. That's it, it's going. So we have the flour and we have the salt and we have the baking powder. So I'm going to stir it. I like to stir the dry ingredients first. Okay, now we add the sugar. White sugar. I'm sure you could use brown sugar if you wanted to. Where is my white sugar? It's here. We need 90 grams. We can, sugar wise, you can always bring the sugar down. So as I'm trying to cut the sugar, I'm going to bring it down to 70. And what I'll do is just put a little bit of sugar on top. Okay, so the sugar goes in. And again, I'm going to stir the dry ingredients together, because once you add the wet ingredients, I find it does not always mix really well, especially by hand. Now 2 eggs. These are our own chicken's eggs, so I'm going to pick 2. So this one, okay, 4. I look at the date, so we put the dates of when they were laid. 5th 2, because I usually use the oldest ones. 2 2. Okay, I prefer 2 of the same. 2 whole eggs. You don't even have to whip them. So in they go. 1, 2. Okay, now we need 6 deciliters of oil. Measuring cups. And put away here. Deciliter. Okay. I usually use olive oil for most of my cooking, but for baking cakes, you're not going to use olive oil because it has a smell and a taste. So I use tournesol, which is sunflower oil. So we need 5 to 6 deciliter, which is 50 to 60 milliliter, because this one is in milliliter. The smallest measure. Up, that away. I try to put things away straight away because it helps afterwards. So put that in here. All the oil at once. So the recipe is very easy and quick. Because if you have young children, you don't want to spend, or maybe you don't have the time to spend with whipping egg whites, and melting your butter. It is done with oil and 2 eggs. You don't have to whip. So here you are. You can see how easy it is. Up, 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 up. And that's it. So you can see there isn't much butter. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up the alveolas. So as you see, we're not going to make many, probably 6. So use another spoon. Up. And you don't fill it up all to the top because it has a baking powder, so it will rise. Up. I remember making that for the boys. So quick, so easy. The only thing that was difficult is for them to wait until it was cooked and cooled down a bit, because you can't eat them hot. It's better to wait until they're tepid or even cold. Right, so I'm going to finish the end here. This precious butter. I never let any butter go to waste. If I can't put it in, I usually eat it. Let us know in the comments below if you like to finish the batter yourself, eat the batter yourself, or lick the spoon. I love licking the spoon at the end. Okay, so there's a little bit here. Now, the apple. So let's choose an apple. So I'm not going to use an apple that is too big, because if it's too big an apple, the slices will be too wide, too long for the size of the cake. So a medium apple like this. So I'm going to rinse it quickly. I love peeling fruit and vegetables, and like this apple. I think it's quite zen. Let me know if you bake yourself everything from scratch, if you buy some preparation. Because we have to be very careful of what we eat nowadays. There are many additives and colorings in the food. We have to try to get away from the processed food as much as we can. Processed food make us put on weight, and they don't put things that are very healthy in it. So the fewer processed food we eat, the healthier we are. So if you can make your own food yourself from natural ingredients, fresh ingredients, unprocessed, the better it is for you and your family. If you agree, let us know in the comments. So you remove the side like this, and of course the peeps. Okay, now you have to do that quite quickly, because as we know, apples get brown very quickly. You make slices of about 0.5 centimeter thick like this. So all of them. This is what I like to do. So usually I put 3 slices on each cake. If you need more apples, just cut another one, doesn't matter. But usually 3 is enough. But of course you can put more if you like. So let's have a look how we put them in. So it's 1 in the middle, 1 on the side, and 1 on the other side. So it's 3 like this. That's how I do it. You can put them standing up or lying down as you wish. Again, when we cook and when you bake, usually we do our own way in the end. We always change recipes a little bit. So 1, 2, 3. If you have long ones and medium ones, put the long one in the middle. 1, oops, 2, and 3. There are 2 more. So you know what I'm going to do? And add them in the cake. Doesn't matter. Now what I'm going to do is add a little bit of sugar over the top. So as it bakes, it's going to add a little bit of crunch and maybe a little bit of caramel. So not much sugar, just a little bit like this. So as we reduce the sugar inside the batter, I think we can put a little bit on top like that. Just a little bit. Oh, that's it. And now I'm going to put it in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. So it's really good because the recipe is quick to do, not many ingredients needed, and it doesn't cook for long. So 10 to 15 minutes. So here we are, put it in. It's 9:49, so we'll wait 10 minutes and see if it cooks. If it's not cooked yet, we add a few minutes. As I'm cleaning up, I would like to give a shout out to Martine Giddings, who sent me this beautiful apron. And she has a company and she makes these aprons herself. And her company is called the Apron Deli.etsy.com. So go and visit her site. And thank you very much, Martine. So it's been 10 minutes now. So let's have a look how they are doing and if they cook. Oh, Peanut is having a look. It's smelling really nice. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, look at these. So let's have a look. Ah! No, not yet. It's not yet ready because you can see a bit of batter is stuck on my knife. So when they are cooked, the knife will come out clean. So it might take another 5 minutes there. So in the meantime, while it's cooking, you quickly do the dishes. Okay, now it's been another 5 minutes. So let's check if they are cooked. Oh, I think this one is definitely cooked. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put them here. So I've put them here. I'm going to remove them from the alveolars straight away. Okay, so I need a knife like this. One of these to hold it. Let's have a look now. Oh, lovely. Oh. I don't bake those as often as I used to because my children are grown up now. So if I bake too many cakes, it's going to be a bit too much for the both of us, my husband and I. I really don't bake half as much as I used, not even half, not even a quarter what I used to do when my children were small. I love it. Do you love baking? Let us know in the comments. As you can see, they cooked really quickly, so you have to be careful that they don't overbake. They may be a little bit overcooked here, but that's the beauty of family cooking and countryside cooking, which is what I do. I am not into perfection. I am into good taste, simple cooking, but very good, and everything cooked with good, fresh ingredients. At the end of the day, that's what really matters. Oh, that will be mine for later. Voila. And here they are. So we're going to let them cool down a little bit, and they can be eaten either when they're tepid or cold, but not hot. And now let's have a look at what they look like inside. So, they're still a bit hot. This lovely texture. You have the lovely soft apple there. And this is why you must not eat them when they're too hot, because that would burn your mouth. So I'll eat a little bit. There you are, delicious. If you want to know how to make a genuine French pancakes, watch the video on screen now.